Back to another edition of Coach's Courtside Catch-Up. Thanks to Dreamstreet and Dino, we just finished the Melbourne United Academy came along to view training. So let's touch on that first. How was it with obviously the kids, but how was the session?
Yeah, great. You know, the Academy's kind of new to the club and just been going really since Reece Carter has jumped on board and doing a great job with the Academy. We had about 130 kids in here today that were a part of the Academy, their parents as well. So I think atmosphere at practice is always fun when you start to connect the club to the other programs that are involved in it.
Now let's look back to the weekend. A tough loss and then a slow half, but managed to get it done in the end. What do you take out of that weekend as a whole leading into this week of practice?
Yeah, no, the first quarter against the Kings just wasn't us, and they got what they wanted, and it was too easy, and really set the tone. It was hard to fight back from that. Was a 15-point margin nearly at quarter time. So we certainly assessed what shots we got in that game, and thought we didn't screen well enough. We just didn't get the quality of shots that we needed, and it was one of our lower scoring games of the year, probably our lowest. So went into the Wollongong game with reinforced the plan about the kind of shots that we want to get, the kind of speed that we want to play at. I thought there was a great intent in the first half to do those things. We didn't make shots, but then we stuck with it and kind of opened up a little bit in the second half. And when we're taking the right shots, it helps our defense as well. And I thought holding them to the lowest total that we've held someone to was pleasing.
Now you touched on in the press conference on after the Sydney game that Mitch Buchanan just had one of those nights, which everybody does have, but he really looked like he was everywhere on Monday night. He was looking like he was having fun, getting boards, which he does for his height, which is excellent, but being aggressive, attacking the rim, is that something you kind of posed a challenge for, or you just knew that he was a good enough player to be able to snap back out of it?
Yeah, I think Sydney do a good job in limiting the ability for some of your wings to really be heavily involved, because of the middle ball screen becomes a weapon that you use, but I didn't think we just grounded out enough to allow those people to get involved, and Mitch is so unselfish sometimes that it's not like he's just going to go grab it and just take off, and the ball needs to move, and he's much better in a system or when he's grabbing rebounds and pushing it early himself. So he's so important to us. You saw that stat this morning that John Roberson and him are the two guys in the league that are leading their plus minuses, and him and Barlow, when we're executing well, when we're doing the right things, they really show up, and so we get the team all on the same page. They become great.
Now another big talking point over the weekend was the big fella, Sean Long. A nice little rest on Saturday night, but you made the point of saying that obviously the referees need to be able to umpire the physical battles between big men. What was your message going into him on Monday? Because in a few games prior, he likes to settle for a little step back, but he was really aggressive. There's a couple there that we saw perhaps you weren't happy with, but when he's having so much success at it, what is your message to make sure that he keeps in that attack mode towards the rim?
Yeah, him shooting the three ball is something that I haven't had a lot of pick and pop fives. I had Gary Wilkinson over in New Zealand and different things, so it's something that's really growing with me, and I probably don't come out of timeouts, running set plays for our five-man to shoot threes too often, but when he does and when he pops, and we've given him opportunities to pop and shoot the three ball, and he goes 3 or 5, should I let him shoot more three balls? But I've really got to trust him to make the right reads in the post, because he's got power, but he's got touch as well, and so I've really stepped back and let him make good decisions in the post.
Now we look forward, massive matchup against the Perth Wildcats over there this week. What is going to be the key to going to the game? It's an interesting travel one. Is there going to be a little bit of touch rugby beforehand or something that we used to do the last couple of years? How do you get the boys up and about for this one?
Yeah, well, there have been 2 great games so far. Obviously, a shot right at the end of the clock has decided both of them. Last time we travelled over there, I thought it was one of the games I remember so much from this year, because we had 4 roster guys out and we still had a shot to win it, and so the group that played that night, really stepped up. We've just got to be better at the physicality side of the game. I think we've given up over 50% of the offensive rebounding against this team. They average 35, but to give up over 50, half of the available shots that are missed, we're giving it back to them, and you only lose by a bucket, both times. So, if we can be so much better in that area, we give ourselves a really good chance.
Well, there you go, guys. Massive game over against the Perth Wildcats this weekend. Tune in, watch the boys go get it done, and then we get to come back here next week for a massive Boxing Day game, but we'll leave that one